What is going on, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. So, what are we doing right now? Where are we?
We are
I don't even know.
The Royal Pacific Resort.
Royal Pacific.
Universal.
They got these big bamboo plants. I don't know, they're probably as old as Walt Disney. What do you guys think? Is Walt Disney still frozen? Where's Walt Disney? We're trying to find him. We're figuring out where he's at. Some crazy news in the crypto space just broke that you need to know. Listen, so Gary Gensler, that I was talking about yesterday, we were at Amanda's family's lake house, cruising around on the jet ski, and some news broke about what Gary Gensler is doing. He just testified at the financial services hearing and was grilled with direct questions that he pretty much dodged around. He couldn't give a direct answer to them. Listen to this.
Chair Gensler, I have a lot of questions in a limited amount of time. So if you could keep your answers to either a yes or a no, that will allow us to get through as many as possible, sir. From your perspective, is it more difficult now for the digital asset industry to access financial products and services in the United States than it was, say, 2 years ago?
Sir, I'm not running one of those businesses. If they came into compliance, I think
reclaiming my time. The answer, sir, is yes. Do you think you and the SEC have had a role to play in that?
I think we have a role to protect the American investor and the capital markets. And
reclaiming my time, sir. You have played an obvious role in that. During your tenure at the SEC, how many rules has the SEC finalized that actually accommodate the existing regulatory framework and are specifically to the digital asset industry so the crypto market can come into compliance?
It's our rule books that are on the books for years, so we have not finalized any new rule specifically with regard to crypto. We've proposed some things in best execution. We've also...
Sir, reclaiming my time, the answer is zero. And how many enforcement actions has the SEC levied against digital asset companies during your tenure, sir?
I think it's probably 40 or 50.
The answer, sir, is about 55. My understanding is that the biggest crypto failure in history is probably FTX at $9 billion. Were you the chairman of the SEC when FTX collapsed?
Yes.
And how many times did you meet with FTX prior to their collapse?
I think my public record shows 2.
You met with FTX at least twice. And arguably, the second biggest crypto failure in history was Terra Luna. Who was the chairman of the SEC when Terra Luna collapsed, sir?
We had brought...
You were, sir. Reclaiming my time, you were. There are 5 members on the commission. Do you believe your speeches and interviews are to serve as the official position of the SEC?
I can only speak for myself when I'm speaking.
Again, sir, in a statement on the SEC website, you are quoted saying, the Kraken staking as a service enforcement action should make clear to the marketplace that staking as a service providers must register. But again, you haven't provided any rules for how that can be done. I must remind you, your public statements are not regulations. It's not responsible to expect the American people to assume your statements are a substitute for rules. Do you agree with this statement regarding the digital asset industry? The SEC needs additional congressional authorities to prevent transactions, products, and platforms from falling between the regulatory cracks.
I think that it's a largely non-compliant field. And
sir, again, I asked you to comply with my questions, and I'm asking you if you agree with that quote. And I'm going to tell you, I'm quoting you from an August 3rd, 2021 article where you, and I believe you told Congressman Hill earlier that you need congressional authority to regulate stablecoins, and stablecoins happen to be a significant percentage of the crypto market. So the question is, when were you telling the truth, to Mr. Hill or to me? You've got to start answering these questions in a more transparent manner, sir. Does it concern you, by the way, that your approach to the digital asset industry is actually driving this industry out of the United States?
We're trying to drive it to compliance, and if they're not complying with the laws, then they shouldn't be offering their products.
Reclaiming my time. Madam Chair, I would like to enter into the record this Wall Street Journal article from April 14th, 2023, detailing China's ploy to open its banking system to crypto firms in an effort to seize an opportunity created by our hostile regulatory environment, which, Mr. Chair, you're a big part of.
Without objection.
Chair Gensler, FTX was domiciled abroad and so is Binance, yet American consumers still had access to both. You can't really think that pushing this industry abroad is going to protect American consumers when it hasn't several times in the past on your watch. You say the crypto market is rife with non-compliance. However, existing SEC rules make no sense for blockchain-based companies, and following them would actually kill these businesses. Your regulatory style lacks flexibility and nuance, and as a result, you've been an incompetent cop on the beat, doing nothing to protect everyday Americans and pushing American firms into the hands of the CCP. Your intention to work against SEC mission and put American investors in harm's way has been made very apparent, sir. It's been a year and a half since you've appeared before this committee. You need to answer to Congress about the issues that you've had with the SEC staff union, the work environment you've cultivated at the SEC that's led to hemorrhaging of senior staff, the intellectual inconsistency of your regulatory treatment towards Bitcoin spot ETFs, and your politicization of capital formation opportunities through your treatment of certain SPACs. And that's just to name a few.
So what are your guys' thoughts on that? Sounds like they're pretty fed up with this guy. They're not happy with him, what he's doing. Obviously, the whole XRP community is not happy. We have some big news for XRP as well, too, in this video. Recently, on top of that, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, he said the company may move away from the US if regulatory clarity for the crypto industry does not improve. And Armstrong says anything is on the table if the US does not provide this clarity that's needed for the whole entire industry, because Coinbase just yesterday, they posted on their Twitter a blog post discussing the UK's potential to become their hub for Web3 innovation. That's massive, specifically in the areas of crypto, blockchain technology. And what's interesting for you to look into, guys, is gold and silver. So in the UK, when they talk about moving to the UK and the Royal Mint, with the recent passing of the Queen, they're creating new mints with King Charles. So the ones with the Queen that were made onto the mints for 2023 could be a great play, but that's not financial advice. Don't go out there, don't go buy gold, silver mints. Don't go buy coins. Don't go and do anything that I'm talking about, because you got to consult your multi-million-dollar financial advisor, because they know what they're talking about based on the law. So go do that. There's just some upcoming regulatory changes that are happening right now, specifically with the BRICS nations as well too. They're getting precious metal-backed currencies moving forward with Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and Saudi Arabia as well too. So there's some upcoming changes happening with the shift over the next few months, such as the Financial Conduct Authority's proposal ban on cryptocurrency derivatives for retail investors and the Bank of England's exploration of their central banking digital currency too. However, with negative news out there about regulation in the United States, what it's doing is it's pushing the UK, the United Kingdom, to become a leader in Web3 innovation. And so for those of you that are over in the UK right now, you guys are living in an awesome country for that. People in the United States, not so much. That's why United States investors are looking into other countries to invest in. So other news, a Wells notice is a formal letter that was proposed and was sent to Bittrex, because this comes after Bittrex, which is another US exchange that I talked about yesterday. They received a Wells notice from the SEC in March, along with COINBASE, which is basically a letter saying that the SEC is about to sue them. So anytime a company receives a Wells notice, they have the opportunity to respond to the SEC's allegations before the SEC files a lawsuit or takes other enforcement actions. And what's crazy is not only did FTX, the CEO of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, meet with Gary Gensler 2 times based on the audio that you just listened to, but Coinbase, Brian Armstrong met with the SEC and their team 30 times. So think about that, guys, 30 times without getting feedback regarding the nature of its business before receiving the Wells notice. So the SEC just followed up with them and said, hey, by the way, we're going to be suing you guys. So all the 30 times we met, we didn't see anything, but now you're being sued. Absolute. What do you call that word? Just what's that? Debauchery? Shenanigans? I call it shenanigans, is what it's called, okay? So a bunch of shenanigans going on. Earlier this year, Coinbase unveiled their Base announcement, which is an Ethereum layer 2 network, indicating it want to go beyond just digital assets into developing the broader uses of blockchain technology. So the main key here, as the water taxi comes to pick up everyone, to take them on some crazy adventure, the main key here to understand is blockchain technology is the main innovation that you guys need to be paying attention to. And as you know, based on the news in yesterday's video, Gary Gensler, what he wants to do is he wants to classify every single altcoin as securities. He wants to classify Ethereum as a security, but the head of the CFTC disagrees. So they've been going back and forth on that, and they've been talking about what is and what isn't a security. And as the SEC refuses to implement a clear and robust framework for regulation, companies and investors are basically being forced to get exposure from international companies and countries. And because Gary Gensler intends to classify the entire industry other than Bitcoin as securities, and saying that Bitcoin is a commodity, Okay, so everything other than Bitcoin, guys. If you watched my video yesterday, you'll learn about the difference between the two. What is a commodity, what is the security, and what you need to know, and why Gary Gensler wants to do this for more control. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, you like this video, and then you check that out. And you know, as Amanda and I were just cruising around on the jet ski, I was trying to film it from the jet ski, and then the wind got a little bit too crazy, and I didn't want to drop my phone in the water. We did that in Esprit, so we were going through the caves. And my Butterfingers had both of, I think I had your phone in my hand, right? I had both of the phones, and then one of the phones my phone slipped out of my hands as I was trying to make some video like a jackass in the caves when it was too dark. And I still had her phone, and so I dove down to grab mine with her phone, and then I dropped her phone under the water too. And yeah, that was not a good time, okay? So don't film videos in the caves in Esprit, Mexico, okay? Lesson learned. So when you subscribe to the channel, like this video, it might be our last video. We don't know. Maybe I'll lose my phone in the water out here. We'll find out on that water taxi in a little bit. So as we're cruising around, hey, listen, guys, if you want to book a little trip at our family's vacation lake house, if you're feeling froggy, you can go do that. You can check it out. You might just run into a gator or two, okay? If you're going out on the lake, you're taking the paddleboard or whatever. So back to the news. So what's happening here, all right? Gary Gensler, he's personally motivated, or maybe he's incentivized by certain powers that be that are paying him, that hate crypto. Listen, I don't know, man. I don't know, but something's very off. Something's fishy about this guy. He's very gung-ho to kill crypto in the United States. So it may have to do with FedNow and their CBDC program coming out this summer. So that's just my opinion. I don't know. Maybe the Fed and the SEC work together. Maybe you can connect the dots for me in the comments below. I'm curious, guys, on what your thoughts are on this. You know, there's Jerome Powell and Gary Gensler. I don't know. Do they go to the nightclub together and split bottle service at the club? I have no idea. Do they discuss financial matters together behind closed doors? You tell me. So you guys remember the lawsuit that the SEC won against Library Token, right? Well, the team just said that the thing that makes Gary Gensler an absolute psychopath is that he knows the forms required for registered securities cannot even be completed for public blockchains. It's literally impossible. And Gensler knows this, because the way securities are determined is just as outdated as the entire banking infrastructure and education system in the United States. So he's taking advantage of this. And for what reason, other than maybe, I don't know, he was the nerd in school that didn't have a lot of friends, so his childhood trauma is coming up to where now he's in a position of power and control to try and control the cool companies that are overhauling the whole system. Maybe that's it. I have no clue. Maybe it's something much deeper than that. But I know everybody is a human being. Human beings make mistakes. Human beings have trauma. If they haven't healed from them, it usually translates into their professional life as well too. So as all these blockchain companies are looking to make partnerships, this creates massive opportunities, guys, for other countries to bring in new money, new citizens. And so when you look at investing in other countries like Dubai, right? I'm looking at investing in Dubai. I'm looking at buying property over in Dubai. And the reason why is because they are super friendly, right, to blockchain. They have tax-friendly regulations going down. And so when you look at the dollar going down in value as we transition to digital currencies, everyone is looking at other options out there. That's why we see countries in places like Puerto Rico, Portugal, El Salvador, Cayman Islands, United Arab Emirates, and Dubai as well too, having more favorable tax laws, and they're offering golden visas for people who purchase real estate for less and less. And so it's happening. It's taking place right now. You need to be ready for that. Now, I'm an American. I believe in the future of America. I just don't believe in what the people who are running it are doing right now. And we're under bad leadership. And companies, right? We're not in a country. We don't live in a country. We live in a company. And companies rise or fall based on the people that run them. That's why they say keep good company around you. A company is a company of people. That's where they're saying keep good company around you. And so this company is run by corrupt people. So in other major news that you need to know, there's been a major boost for the adoption of XRP and Cardano, because Binance Pay and COINGATE have announced a partnership that will boost the adoption of XRP and Cardano and take global acceptance of cryptocurrencies to the next levels. Oh no, we're in a cave right now. Flashbacks happening, guys. Oh no, oh no. Watch out, okay? So what's gonna happen here? Cryptocurrencies, oh shoot, here we go. What's gonna happen here is this taxi's gonna pick us up. We're gonna grab some food. I'm getting hangry. I know Amanda's getting hangry. She's like, why do I have to walk all over while you shoot your video? Can we just go grab some drinks by the pool? I'm thirsty. That's what she's thinking right now. So Binance Pay users can now make crypto payments with most CoinGate powered merchants, while Coinbase merchants can allow for Binance Pay payments at the checkout. It will have the feature enabled by default. So Binance is taking over the whole entire industry, guys. And Binance is essentially Binance and Coinbase is what put Bittrex out of business. And that's why Bittrex has had to close their doors in the United States, along with that Wells notice. So the partnership is expected to benefit businesses in more than 70 countries that use CoinGate services and accept cryptocurrency payments. And over 200 merchants have integrated Binance's new partners crypto payment solution. And this figure is anticipated to grow exponentially with the inclusion of the new one. So initiatives like this will play a crucial role. And they're basically driving the changes to a more digitized economy where the acceptance of cryptocurrencies is likely to become even more widespread. So for those of you that are wondering if cryptocurrency is going to be around long term, yes it is. But first, what's going to happen for XRP is we need the lawsuit in the United States to come to a conclusion, and Judge Annalisa Torres to give her summary judgment for XRP in the United States, because Ripple recently launched a liquidity hub, but XRP is not yet part of it due to regulatory uncertainty right now and low liquidity in the United States. You guys obviously know that most of the liquidity for XRP is coming from overseas. So Ripple intends to evaluate XRP along with other tokens for support in the product, and will support it once there is regulatory clarity in the United States. And so the exclusion of XRP is not a signal of bearishness. If you're wondering, like, is that bad news for XRP? No, it's a cautious approach to launching a new product line that caters to enterprise customers who want access to a variety of different tokens, who are worried about the future of XRP right now. And also at the same time, Ripple's on-demand liquidity products have been, and they still are going to continue using XRP. And if they included XRP in the liquidity hub, well, that could have spurred the SEC to try to shut that down too, offering that. So once the lawsuit wraps up, we could see XRP being added. So we're going to update you guys on that in this channel. If you subscribe and you like this video. So what are we doing right now as we prepare for this lawsuit to come to a conclusion? Well, personally, I do hold XRP. Yes, it is one of my largest altcoin holdings. And also at the same time too, as we prepare for the transition to precious metal-backed digital currencies, artificial intelligence run companies the next few years, we're backing up our truck all the way to the bank. We're grabbing the bags, packing them and stacking them, leaving no bags left behind, because we believe the spending power of the dollar is going down in value. That's a fact. Bull Runners Club is going up in value. That's the truth. And together, we're all going camping. On the what?
Beaches of the moon.
You gotta yell at them. On the beaches of the moon, baby. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video. We'll see you on bullrunners.com. As always, you know what to do.
Stay bullish.
Stay bullish.